She didn't notice me at first, just the smell of stale gin on her breath and the way her keys slipped twice before she managed to hit the lock. 8 in the morning. Sunlight cutting across the kitchen tile like a spotlight prepared for confession. Don't ask me stupid questions. It's none of your business. Where I was, she snapped, pushing past the doorway. Then she looked up and froze. Her cup sat on the table filled with coffee, held delicately in the hands of the woman sitting on my lap, her face drained of color so fast I thought she might hit the floor. That was the moment. Everything tilted the second before impact, before any of us understood what the next minute would become. But to explain how we arrived here, why I was so calm while she was unraveling, I need to start before dawn cracked open this house. I once believed in her, not blindly, just strongly enough to bend, to try to forgive. 3 years of marriage, 7 years together, laughs over cheap takeout plans scribbled on the backs of receipts, nights where she'd trace circles on my chest like she was marking territory. She used to say, "I feel safest with you." I used to believe her. Then little fractures began appearing, hairline lines in the glass we called our life, a secretive smile. When her phone buzzed, nights out that stretched a little too late, the sudden hostility when I asked simple questions. She didn't understand that silence is an answer, and patterns speak louder than denials. It wasn't one moment. It was a series of tiny, cruel ones. A receipt for 2 cocktails she claimed she never ordered. A hotel key that belonged to a coworker. Her phone lighting up with a message preview she tried to hide behind her palm. But the pivot came the night she came home smelling like a stranger's cologne. Sharp, expensive, absolutely not mine. And when she kissed me good night, she tasted of guilt so thick I almost choked on it. I didn't confront her. Not then. That was the night I shifted from heartbroken to calculating. Pain sharpened into purpose. Revenge, despite what stories claim, isn't spontaneous. It's patient. It breathes. It waits for the perfect moment to inhale and strike. I started with facts. I bought a second phone, installed discreet tracking on her car, pulled bank statements, cross-cheat dates, collected screenshots, quiet, invisible data, my new currency. And then I found him, her coworker, the one she said was married, old, barely spoke English. He wasn't married, not old, and spoke English just fine, at least when he groaned her name in the parking garage. At 1:24 a.m. captured by my lens from the shadows. I didn't rage, didn't slam doors. I simply watched, collected, plotted, and then I messaged the one person with more reasons to hate betrayal than even me, her sister. Her sister, Lena, was quieter than my wife, steadier, the kind of woman who doesn't waste words. We'd always gotten along, maybe too well, though we never crossed a line. She knew something was wrong the instant I told her I needed to talk. Her expression didn't flicker when I showed her the photos. Only her jaw tightened, her fingers curled, her voice dropped into something cold and poetic. She doesn't deserve you. I didn't bring her into my plan. She volunteered herself. We rehearsed nothing. We didn't need to. Some alliances formed naturally in the wreckage of betrayal. I set everything into motion over the course of weeks. The financial separation, the legal paperwork, frozen accounts she wouldn't discover until the final act, and the piece de resistance, inviting Lena over this morning for coffee, a conversation, and if she wanted, the comfort of my lap. She wanted. So here we were, my wife, still half drunk, staring at her sister, curled comfortably against me. "What the hell is going on?" she breathed. Didn't answer. I sipped my coffee. Lena looked up at her sister with a calm that could slice steel. You should sit down. Why are you with him? She stammered. Because I said. Finally, unlike you, she doesn't lie to me. My wife shook her head, panic. Blooming fast, violent. You're mistaken. You're confused. I can explain. I slid the folder across the table. Photos, messages, timestamps, hotel invoices, each truth laid out like a criminal lineup. She didn't touch it. She just stared at it as though it were radioactive. And then Lena delivered the blow I couldn't. You should also know, she said, leaning back against me, that we've already filed the divorce paperwork. You'll receive the official notice today. The accounts are frozen. The house is in his name and I'm moving in. Her sister's voice didn't waver. Mine didn't need to. My wife sank into a chair, hands trembling. It was the first honest reaction she'd shown me in months. Why? She whispered. Lena answered before I could. You betrayed him. You betrayed me. Actions have consequences. The silence that followed was thick, suffocating, absolute. She left without another word. Didn't slam the door. Didn't plead. Didn't try to salvage anything. She just walked out finally, understanding the cost of everything she thought she was entitled to. Lena finished her coffee, set the cup down, gently looked at me with something steady, deliberate. You okay? She murmured. I was more than okay, because revenge isn't about rage. It's about reclamation. And as I wrapped my arm around her, as the morning sun cut across the kitchen and erased the last shadows of her sister's lies, one truth settled into place with perfect clarity.